Right. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. And hey, what's going on, Tiny? Good morning. It's wonderful to see you here. Yeah, stretch your legs because we're in for a stream today. Okay, Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. I haven't taken too much time to take a look at the market today. I pretty much glanced and got our morning email out and whatnot. So, for those of you just tuning in for the week, we started two evaluations this week. One of them is the 50K, and the second one is the 100K static. So the first one is 50K daily drawdown, and the second one is the 100K static. And that is with Elite Trader Funding. If you're familiar with Elite Trader Funding, these guys are super great. You can actually earn funding all the way up to $300,000. And right now, there is a huge, insane, actually, probably one of the best ones I've seen so far, discount on here where you can actually get 65% off your monthly billing forever, for life, which is just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But yeah, guys, personally, I think the 50K evaluation is one of the best values in the market. That's why I bought it. With the 65% off, it brings us down to $57.75. It's over $100 off. It's just absolutely nuts. It allows you 8 contracts of the mini, 80 of the micro, $2,000 drawdown, $3,000 profit target. So super awesome deal, super fire, and check them out, guys, if you're looking to earn funding. But that's what we're doing here is earning funding in the futures market. What's up, Eddie Art? Good to see you. Happy to see you guys here, Optimus. Um, Sitting on your hands, yeah. Sometimes the best trade is no trade, so that's just something to consider. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the charts, take a look at all this, and see what is going on. By the way, EDR, you got 11 points on the ES short, dude. That's badass, man. I'm really happy to hear that. Uh, so good job. Let's go ahead and jump into these charts. Let's take a look. Let's on this one here, and let's jump over to. So this is our eval. Let's jump to the. So right now I'm in the simulator. I'm going to be jumping back and forth between the simulator and the evaluation today. Again, there's 2 evaluations, so we'll likely trade both of them. But I'm first going to assess the market here. You can see that we transferred into a bearish move here at the open. There was a little bit of a rip up for a second, and then it rejected up here at 37.75. By the way, 37.75 crazy because just a few days ago we were at 3,500. So it's an increase of $275, just about somewhere in that range, and we've been running up pretty insane since over the last couple of days. So getting some rejections here, moving into bearish, dropped below the volume weighted average price, bounced at this 30 area, which we had a previous level drawn in, came back up through the volume weighted average price, kind of a VWAP bounce motion here, rejected through that 200 moving average area to come back down, test the volume weighted average price, and reject. And now we've got this bearish trend moving on. And we're just going to start looking for some entries. So right off the bat, a couple of things that I notice. So we've got the dip rip in cyan switch strategy that we're normally utilizing. So we've got this dip here, and then this would have been a rip on our normal strat. But if you look down here at the volume, just like yesterday, after the big rip in the morning in the first like half hour or first hour, the volume really went down, which is actually what I'm doing on the music right now. But the volume actually really went down pretty substantially yesterday, which made a lot of these strategies not work as well as they should or could. So today we're going to be looking for that kind of volatility. Looks like we're actually getting a further move to the downside, but we're going to be looking for volume a lot today, and we're it's like 4,000 mark, but not just a little bit above it. I want to see big volume spikes, because volume is the best indicator of volatility. So you had this big volume spike right here, right at 6:30, because obviously that's the open, and that's typically how that goes. Pulling back some, just take a look here. What time was this? This is at 2:45, 2:50 in the morning. These are kind of the lows of the day, and that was at 37.25-ish area, so a range of about $50 on the day. This pulled back almost to that whole zone, so I would not be surprised if we begin to get some bounces at this area, but you can kind of see this stair step pattern ever since it's gotten below the VWAP. So we hit down here, drop below VWAP, try to come up a little bit, rejected, pull back heavily, and then gave this little like glimmer of hope, and then step down, and then gave this glimmer of hope, and then step down. So right now we're definitely in this bearish trend. I don't know what is up with my epidemic sound, why it continues to have to like, I just need to like touch the page, just like, please look at me. So I don't know what's up with that, but it's very annoying. I just wanted to just go to the next song. Got a hammer candle forming here. Now, as far as the TTM goes, we gauge the momentum back from this first red, or this last red candle, into these couple yellows, and then you can see that pattern failed. So we were at 12.4, then 12.37, 11.8, 11.2, and then 10.4. So this actually should have broke out here. The fact that it failed is kind of weird to me. So it went from 10.4 to 10.4 to 10.5 to 10.5 to 10.2. Okay, so I actually think this is still stacking. You can kind of see this hammer candle, like each one of these down wicks are kind of large. Even this down wick is pretty decently sized. So I actually would not be surprised to see the rip on here. Here's a also an indicator of a trend reversal here. It's this 35, the EMA 35, actually crossed above the 26, and you can see it's diverging there. So good opportunity, I think, to go long potentially, but this big drop from this 37.40 down to this 37.35 zone, that right there is probably one of the biggest hesitancies that I have in going long today. Upward momentum going from 10.5 to 10.4 to 9.7. So starting to get there. Time on this candle in the 20 seconds. So I'm going to take a feeler trade here. Just 8 ticks up. It's like it might have missed the entry. Oh no. Okay. So we're in and out. That was a quick $500. Those 8 ticks to the upside. That was 500 in the simulator, not the evaluation. Again, I was looking to take that quick feeler trade because I'm starting to see that momentum kind of stack a little bit on the TTM. What I really want to see is 9 get above the 12. And you guys have heard me say that a lot of different times. It's because the 9 above the 12 is much more solid indication of upward momentum. So it makes it a lot easier to really judge things. What are we in? We're in the 100K eval right now. Time in this candle, another 30 seconds. I might look for, nope, just should have just joined the bid. $37.40 acting as resistance a little bit. Time in this candle now is 2 seconds. Next candle might open red. I think this next candle will end green though. Just gonna check the TTM quantity here. Went from 8.1 to 6.8. Feel pretty confident about an upward move in this. Just need to find the right entry point. I'm gonna take it there.
Order rejected.
No, it actually rejected the order. I don't know why that would have rejected the order, but it's not that bad of a thing. Oh, I know why it rejected the order. It's because we have too many contracts for this evaluation type. I think the next candle may open green. We've got 10 seconds left in this candle. Got a hammer candle on this. Just waiting, looking for the move. 2, 1. Opening here. Might have been better the order rejected. Join the bid there. Missed the entry. I felt a little late on it.
Order filled.
We're in at 50.
Order filled.
Cut the trade there. Kind of entered weird on this. I forgot that these operate independently of each other, which is really odd. But we did get a good trade on that. Our entry was 39.50, and we got out at 40.25. So we got 3 ticks on that. Up 150, 115.70 in our evaluation. Definitely could have got more on the trade, but there was a little wonkiness here. We're coming up on a cyan switch. We had a perfect little pullback with a nice bounce up. Definitely plenty of room for movement. New pullback happening here. Wouldn't be surprised if we pull back to about the 12. Gonna check in with the sim because I really like TOS charts. On 2TM, we went from 5.3 to 4, really nice momentum, to 2.7, gaining momentum of 1.3. May go for 12 ticks, and then I'm going to go for 12 ticks here, and I'm just going to join the bid right here on TOS. And we're basically looking up for a move towards the 35, the EMA 35 on the cyan switch. We've got 12 ticks listed on the evaluation now. Pretty heavy pullback there. Still in green on the sim, just went red. Hope it doesn't reject this. 4.0 to 3.0 to 2.3, 2.2. Joining the bid here in the eval.
Order filled.
Got the entry right off 37.40.50. Looking for a move up now. Hands over the cover button. Ready to take profit in the meantime if we need to. Looking for that breakout above 37.40. Come on. The Bulls have it. "12 seconds. Four, 3. Heart's kind of pounding a little bit.
Order filled.
Took the profit there at 42, or actually at 41.75, up 231.98 in our evaluation. Maybe could have gotten the full thing, but took the profit just because of how much resistance we came into. Yeah, definitely would have hit the whole thing. That's kind of whack. We got it on the TOS side. We're up 15 or 1,250 on the TOS side. Um, so definitely doing quite well, and really in both. Honestly, like I'm not going to complain that I'm close up to what am I up today? 150 bucks. I'm not going to complain about that, but um, okay. Now I'm going to be watching this 35 for a rejection. Um, but I just think that like sometimes the breakouts take a little bit longer than I expect them to. Um, so, but we certainly could have got the full 12 ticks, which would have been about $300 in the eval by itself. This is a huge move happening. This is why this science is just so powerful. Got the 9 above the 12, exactly what we want to see. I'm just going to stop for a brief second, just check in with the comments, see how you guys doing today. How do I measure volume? Yeah, I said 4,000. Yeah, so I'm looking for contracts above 4,000. Like, so if you get the volume indicator on your chart, I'm looking for at least 4,000 contracts traded per minute. Below that, it just kind of feels too slow to me. So I'm looking for a little bit more than that. Yeah, I think it's going to close the gap to Art. Let's see, paper short on the ES would have been better, held longer. It's okay. Try another trade, but I'm up only 50 bucks and scared to give it back. Tiny, I totally understand that fear, and like honestly, like you need to like be able to walk away from trading when it feels right for you. If you're able to push, then by all means go ahead. But if you're not, and that's not something that you feel comfortable with, go ahead and stop where you're at. It's all about incremental growth, and if you can get just a little bit better each and every day, that's really what we're all looking to see. So we did rip all the way up to the 50, actually, well past the 35. I'm gonna jump back into these charts. I need a better way to manage comments. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I'll get there. We'll get there as a group. So 0.2 to 1.6 to 2.9 to 4.0. Definitely think this is ready for just about another bounce here. Looking for a pullback to, well, I guess I kind of kissed it already. The 9 moving average. I'm going to join the bid right here. I actually think there's a high probability that we're going to retrace the move, just like Art said in the comments. We may actually retrace a lot of this move and head back up towards the volume weighted average price. Next test would be a retest of the 50 moving average, and looking for this 35 to run in to that 50. Jumping to the evaluation, and how much time we got? We got 45 seconds. It's a long time left in this candle. Music stopped. Piano player out. The music stopped. The boy had key and he got dropped. Anybody like that Beastie Boys way back in the day? 3-minute pullback here. A little bit of rejection at 35. Looking for bounces off the 9. And looking to run into resistance at the 50 like we hit here. Sorry, just saw a fruit fly. Currently down 2 ticks, actually up a little bit in that trade in the sim. Wouldn't be surprised if it pops here. I am tempted to take a long position, but I don't have enough confirmation yet. Kind of low volume at the moment. You can see these candles had much higher volume, so I'm really tempted to take this trade, but I'm going to hold off. because I really want to make sure that we're making good choices in our evaluation. Okay, join the bid there.
Order filled.
Looking for a retest now of this 50 moving average. Hands over the cover button if this doesn't work out. Oh, damn.
Order filled.
Big loss on that one. We're actually still in this in the sim. That's terrible. That sucks. Honestly, we were doing pretty well in our evaluation. That's our first loss in the eval, but if you look, it was really huge. And we filled at the bottom of this candle. This is actually, man, that was $4. Dude, that was a lot. That took me from being positive 150 plus our $83 that we got made yesterday to being actually down 250 on the day, or 260 rather, and down almost 200 in our evaluation. That's super whack. Not too happy about that. Looks like it could have just held it. But you never know with these things. So I'm going to sit back now and I'm going to look for, that's always kind of disheartening. I'm going to sit back now and I'm going to look for, something that fits our strategy a little bit closer. So we were up to something in our, like 230 in our eval, and then now we're down 260 on the day. That's pretty bad. So, by the way, we have an awesome community growing here. If you guys like this, make sure you like, subscribe, or bell for notifications if you haven't already. Took a quick long from the 9 up to the 35 and made another 750. Nice job. For total 8750. Green on the paper. Great work. Totally understand, Tiny. All good. Great work. Proud of you. Waiting can be, yeah, it's okay. We'll get it back. But that was a 12 tick. Yeah, no, it's even more. 16 tick down on 2 contracts. So what was that? 16 times 25. That was a $400 loss. So luckily we were already up 83 plus 150, or rather 400 minus 83 minus the 150. So ultimately it only puts us down 167 in our evaluation, but still not what I wanted to see. Also, I think I should have had a little bit more confidence in this trade here, because clearly it worked out. It was a very nice trade. But you can see we got pretty strong resistance there at 37.47 off that 50 moving average. So now we're waiting for plays back up, and I think that we're going to wait for another possible red on the TTM and see if we can actually take advantage of the reversal yet again. We can also look at taking advantage of going short if the TTM begins to go red. Obviously, I base a lot of my strategy off the TTM, but even with this 9 crossing on this 12, we're close to crossing. There's opportunity for short there at the moment. But because it's at this doji at the bottom, I'm not taking nothing. We lost close to $1,000 on that trade in the sim. So yeah, actually pretty much exactly 1,000. I think we're up 1,250 and now we're up 250. Get this hammer candle forming. Got some stuff bouncing off of the 26 moving average. 9 still above the 12. I'm gonna take a little feeler trade on the in the sim to the upside. Look for a $1 move up. And just see if it begins to reverse to the upside. Looks like it's going to. Looks like it did. Didn't hold there though. You can see that the bulls are the bulk of the orders down here. So these were mostly bulls. This was mostly bulls. Obviously this is mostly bears. I mean, for all we know, I mean, this was people covering shorts, and then so we don't know that necessarily, but continue movement to the downside. Let's go ahead and check this out here. Now we kind of have ascending support forming. Like that kind of. So I'm not going to draw the line ends because I don't want to clutter up the page. And then also just because it doesn't look like it's completely formed yet. All right. TTM almost completely cooled off. Now sitting at 1.4 from its peak over here at 4.5. So if we switch red, we'll look at doing a short. This would have been a really nice short off of that the 9 to the downside. But not enough indicators pushing us that direction. And yeah, now 9 is below 12. That to me indicates more short momentum than upward, but just sitting on our hands right now. Okay, we did just get a red for a brief moment there on the TTM. Took a quick 4 tick down on the short side on the sim. I'm gonna look for wow. A lot of this candle may refill, and I wanted to take that short in the eval. It's just too slow. But that the 26 just crossed above the 12. Definitely looks more bearish. There's that refill of the candle that I just mentioned. That's why I didn't take it down there at the bottom. So I feared that candle would refill. Three, two, one. New candle. Might go all green because of how strong that red one was. So this is the power of that candle when that TTM switches. So it's the same strategy, just in reverse. It's blue to red for that strategy as a short instead of red to yellow. Go short in the sim. Got this doji at the bottom now, so I don't know if that's the best idea, but 10 seconds left on this. 8, 3, 2, 1. It's pretty heavy to the long side there. More than I expected. See if we get rejections at the 9. It's honestly not rejecting as bad as you would think that it would with the reds on the TTM. So I'm actually going to cut this. Wow, it took forever to cut that. So we may actually get a. It took forever, actually cut it almost at the top of the candle, even though I hit it when it was still red. Wouldn't be surprised if this switches back to yellow, and then so we got this double bottom here. Yeah, I definitely would not be surprised if this switches back to yellow and then runs back up and tests the 50, and potentially this time breaks through it. So I'm going to be looking for a yellow squeeze on the TTM. Probably going to get another possible crossover here very shortly, because the 12 and the 26 are really close together. We got this double bottom happening. You can see it right there. There's bottom 1, bottom 2. So this is actually a really nice looking pattern for a long. I'm going to put this at like 20 and just take a big fat swing. Joining the bid right there for the long side. Now looking at this one here, joining the bid.
Order filled.
Got the entry higher than I wanted to, but that's okay. We're just going to watch it real close. Yeah, that's the pullback I should have waited for. Stay green. We're in at 39.50. Down 4 ticks at the moment. Give her a push up through 40. Honestly, really I should be looking at like 37.43-ish. Oh, come on, dude. You tapped my order. 2 seconds. Literally tapped my order. Didn't fill it.
Order filled.
Okay, we got that one. Made a little bit of profit back. Now down 60 or so in the evaluation. In the 100K eval. Going for a huge swing in the sim. We're looking for a 20-tick move. Flattening it there. Literally, oh, come on, dude. The flatten motion is like late on TOS today, man. Glad we got out of both trades, but the reason I cut this really was because of that down wick was so strong. And honestly, really, I want to see that yellow switch happen. Since we're getting this pullback, I'm just gonna check in with y'all and just see what's going on. See how you guys are doing. Resistance halfway at 37.37. Okay. OJ futures are soaring again. I don't know how to trade that, honestly, Tiny. I think it's a really dope trade pattern or trade idea. I actually really do, because you're trading that rumor and you're trading that news. And so I just think that there's a lot of opportunity there, but just how do you do it? Looks like it will short some recess, 37.32. Yeah. It's halfway at 37.37. I already read that. Yes, my great question. And are they candles showing covering from shorts? Trying to keep up with this chat. I need a better way to do it. If anybody knows like some great ways to manage both chat and stream and stuff like that at the same time, I'm always open to that stuff. Huge resistance off of that, off that 35. Look at that. So you can see rejected at 35 here, rejected at 35 there. Intense pullback. I'm really glad that we got out of the trade on this one, on both the eval and this. This would have actually failed our eval if we had stayed in that. So we got out a little bit of profit. So this went from what, 35 all the way down to 28. Sorry, visual impairment, guys. I'm working with really tiny looking numbers. So now TTM showing a lot of momentum to the downside. Went from 3.4 to 3.6 to 4.4. That was a big one. To 5.7, even bigger. And now sitting at 6.3. So we actually need to wait for our trade pattern, which is this guy here, where we're getting not just a yellow candle, but a yellow candle with momentum. You see that this one was not with momentum. This one went from 12.4 to 12.4 basically. So it's basically the same momentum. Instead, you need more like this style where it's like 10.5 to 10.5 to right here was where I started getting that momentum, where it went from 10.5 to 9.4. And so we're going to need that same kind of movement. Right now, we went from 6.4 to 6.9. Continue more movement to the downside. But that, again, it's only half a point. So I wouldn't be surprised if this begins to fill now. But where's the bottom? You know what I mean? Where's the bottom of the day? I'm going to pull back to a 3-minute chart here and just try and get some better analysis going on. So we actually had this bottom here yesterday. Actually, this is today at 2:30 in the morning. So I'm drawing a support line there. It's at 37.25. So if we drop now at this point, I'll be looking for a bounce probably off of 37.25. Got a yellow, but again, it went from 11 point, basically the same number, 11.4 to 11.5 kind of thing. So pretty close to the same number. So Art says 37.34 is the Friday high. Retesting may bounce before it breaks though. Okay, or breaks through. Yeah. 37.34 is the Friday high. What are my thoughts on Rumble stock? You know what? Let's pull that up. My thoughts on Rumble and Rumble stock, by the way. I believe it's rum, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is. So my thoughts on Rumble. First off, let's take a look at the short flow of Rumble. Okay. So I'm just gonna jump over here to Float Checker. Rum is the is this the symbol for Rumble stock. So the float is about 250 million. Um, the short is pretty minimal, actually. So honestly, was expecting it to be higher. But here's my thing on Rumble stock. Okay, I think Rumble is a it's a passion play. Okay, so I think the people who are going to be buying stock in Rumble are purchasing that stock in Rumble because they believe in what Rumble stands for. Rumble stands for, in their own words, they stand for freedom of speech, and they stand for the ability to make content that can be controversial, uh, but you're allowed to say it, and you're allowed to express those opinions. That's what Rumble claims to stand for. And so I think that Rumble stock is going to be very focused on being a passion play. And I think that the people who are really into it are going to be into it. Now, I've used Rumble a couple of times, and I think that they have a pretty solid looking platform. I think that there's a little bit of improvement available to them in terms of user interface, in terms of branding and design. But the platform works quite well. Uh, so like I that's kind of my thoughts on Rumble. I think if it's something that you believe in, then it may be something that you might want to consider. Not a recommendation, of course, but Rumble only recently IPO'd. I think not very long ago. Let's go back. Okay, so here's their IPO. Let me get this up on the screen here. So here's Rumble, and so you guys know, we basically mostly just do trade futures, but you can see Rumble's peak of their IPO was 1743, and they've pulled back now to 851. This is normal for IPOs. A lot of times IPOs will happen, and then they'll run up really huge because it's fresh, it's new, it's hot. Everyone's trying to get into it, and then they'll pull back some, kind of get their footing and find the true price of what their value is at, and then go from there. Um, I think my thoughts on Rumble, as far as them as a company, I don't know enough about them as a company or how they operate. I just know what they claim to stand for, which is that freedom of speech, the ability to create content that may be controversial, and so I think this is definitely a activist play, if you will. Um, but as far as the charts go, on the hourly chart, let's see if we can actually go back to, I don't know when they actually IPO'd. Oh, so like 20 days ago, not even. Like September 20th. So they're like not even a month. So on the hourly chart, you can actually see, on the 1 hour chart, you can actually see that the 35 crossed above the 26, indicating longer term trend reversal opportunity. I think what they lack has a lot to do with volume. I think they need a lot more volume, and they likely need a lot more news and controversy and traction behind them in order to really get this stock moving. But you can see that right now it's currently a stair step pattern. This may end up being its lows and then coming back up and testing. What you're really going to want to look for, or what I personally would be looking for, would be this 50 moving average to cross above this 200 moving average on the hourly chart, which would already be a fat move in and of itself. But yeah, with all that said, that's how I think about what I think about Rumble. Jumping back over to the ES, it's continuing to drop. 37.16 now on the ES. Huge drop. We passed our lows. It's not showing a new low of the day though, because the trading day for futures actually starts at 2 p.m. the day prior. Sorry, that's 2 p.m. Pacific. So 5 p.m. Eastern time. But we have moves all the way down to 37.10. Let's go all the way back to okay, here we go. So we were riding in this range right here around that time. So this is 13. Okay, here's a new. Yeah, and so it's actually 3 o'clock, but here's a new trading day, right there. So 37.05 is actually where it opened. So we've pulled back pretty much almost completely. We're currently sitting about $15 above what the open was on the futures um, and what am I trying to say here? And from the lows of the day. Got a little bit of a U-shape forming. So there's a yellow candle in the TTM, but again, it went from 12.8 to 12.4. Not a strong enough momentum move. Still in stair stepping. So I think Art has a lot going for him today in terms of the short aspect of things. Finally, yellow on the TTM, yeah. Now, I'm just looking for the momentum on the TTM too with that yellow. So I want to make sure that there's enough momentum behind it. I'm usually looking for about 0.7 as the factor to consider it to have some momentum. So if it's like 0.1 or 0.2 and showing yellow, doesn't necessarily mean it's having that full thing. So I'm looking for that. Yes, going for the gap. I hope so. Let's see if it can. Push a little bit. So this went from 12.8 to 12.4. 12.39. So only about 0.4 on that move up. So I'm looking for it to be like this one here, where it went from 10.5 to 10.5. So not a move there, but on this third candle in, this third yellow, it went from 10.4 to 9.4. So a factor of 1 on that TTM. And you can see the numbers. I wish I could highlight it better, but it's right here in this little column where it's showing these numbers. I'm personally using TOS for this, and I don't know that Tradeovate has this. I guess it does down here. It's just labeled a little bit differently. It's a little bit more challenging to read. But I'm looking for it to look like this, where you can see it went from on Tradeovate side went from like 10.4 to 8.4. So that's what I'm looking for, is that kind of momentum gap there in the TTM itself. We still got $60 or so to come back to flat in our evaluation. So I can't believe we took that $300 loss or so right up here. So that was definitely pretty hopeful. Yeah, exactly. Hard to long anything until the gap fills up 3,700. I totally agree with that, man. Like I think you're totally correct. I think the gap does need to fill, and I think that we're not going to get that fill until we get bounces off of that 3,700 zone. I think that's really what we're all looking for. I think that you called it perfectly at 3,700. I think it really is the zone that we're looking to bounce off of. Also, too, where's the view up at? View us at 37.48. Now, if you remember, I've said in the past that I view the view app as having roughly a $50 deviation on either side. Now, obviously, that is not something that's like, here's the hard evidence and hard science behind it, because trading is just not that way. Things work in ranges as opposed to being like right down to the dollar or right down to the tick. Things just don't work that way. So they work in ranges. And um, back when I was doing digital marketing, it was the same thing. I would have people like come up to me and be like, "Well, what is the rate at which the traffic will convert into a sale?" I'm like, "I don't know," because it's just not going to be that way. We can give you averages, but I can't be like, for every 100 visitors, you're going to get 5 sales. Because it might be you get one or might get two. It's just going to be a range of stuff based off of past evidence. And past evidence, as you guys know this, you've heard the statement before, past historical evidence does not mean future results. So historical results don't mean future results. Um, you've heard that before when it comes to investments. Past uh, performance is not an indicator of future performance. So, although I kind of think it is to a degree, but okay. So getting another yellow, currently at negative 14.5 on the previous red, to negative 14.2, 14.1 on the current green. So volume a little low, random fruit fly in my face. I don't know why that is the issue with the epidemic thing. I'm gonna have to reach out to their support, see if there's something I can do to fix that. Oh, the song's nice and chill. 14.5 to 14.3 to 14.2. Okay, now it's too close. I want to see this go to like 12.1 or like 12.4. Anything above like 13.5 or maybe 13.2 is really what I want to see the TTM switch to. 3,700 hard line in the sand. I think everybody's looking for bounces off of that. Totally could have kept that original short that I had though. The yellow in the TTM. Again in the same 14 range. This time went from 14.5 to 14 at the moment. Again, I'm looking for that to switch over to like 13.5 or 13.2, somewhere in that range, for the upward move. How's everyone doing out there? I mean, do you guys like what are things looking like for you guys today? You green, you red, you in between. Wait. The NQ close? I gotta see this. The NQ is close. No, the NQ's open. NQ's rocking. Two yellows in a row. Coming back to the charts. Stair step back here. Two yellows in a row. Went from 14.5 to 14. What was that? 14.03 to 13.4. Okay, so now we're actually getting some movement here. How much time we got left on this? We've got 10 seconds left in this candle. May wait for this candle to finish, and then I may be looking for a long. Easier to see the TTM there. Another bid here for a 5-tick move to the upside, which we just got. Put us back in profit. This those two contracts at 5 ticks. Now I'm going to switch over to the 50K count. You're looking at 5 contracts. And checking in on our status here. So went from 14.4 to 13.2. That was really very nice. To 12.5. Join the bid here on my sim. Oh, weird. That's actually yeah. Yeah. That's the weirdest thing, dude, about the playlist. Yeah, no worries, Tiny. Thanks so much. Still green for the day. Good job. Boom, boom. 14.4, 13.2, 12.5, 11.6. It's looking stronger for a move up. Just wanted to see a little more volume with it. You can see the average volume right here on this yellow line. And we want closer, like higher volume. Mm. 20 seconds left in this candle. I think we may see the pop on this candle, if not on the next one. Five, four, three, two, one. New candle now. Join the bid there. Missed the entry. Cut it. Join the bid here. That's 5 contracts looking for the move up to 37.11. Wait, okay. Come on. Cutting that. Took a rather large loss on that. Lost 700 in the 50K evaluation. I'm going to switch back over to the 100K because that was not nice. That hurt pretty bad. Don't know that we had the volume to match the strategy. This was nice volume in this green here. You can see the TTM stacking. Boom, boom. Looks like could have held that through, but it was just too big of a pullback. Now we're getting near a cyan switch. I also think that my settings are different in my TTM. on Tradeovate. So I'm gonna after the stream, I'll go through and verify the numbers that I have set up and compare them with TTM or with TOS and Tradeovate. 2 seconds left on this candle. New candle forming now. Join the bid there. For 5-tick move to the upside. Come on. Cutting that. Or day to day, man. Rejected off of that level. I'm going to adjust my TTM stuff in Tradeovate. It's weird. TTM is still stacking towards the upside, and we're still getting these rejections along the way, and that's just kind of weird to me, because we've tested this in a lot of market conditions, and in nearly every market condition, this has worked very well, actually. See, 7.2 to 6.9, so that one doesn't look great, only 0.3. But now we're back at 0.7 up, and that does look good. We are in 5 contracts at 3708.50 on the in the sim. We got a possible crossover happening. Been streaming now for about an hour. Y'all hanging out, y'all chilling. We actually had really good stats today in terms of like viewership, and I appreciate that from you guys. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and if you guys are trying to earn funding in the futures market, check out Elite Trader Funding. Use promo code JSBests. What do I mean by stacking? What I mean by stacking is like it's that exponential move. Like here, let me show you on the chart. So you can see right here on the chart, it's this line here, and there's a number next to it, which is listed right in this zone, and you can see it's negative 10, negative 10.11.6 to negative 10.5 to negative 9.6, 8.3, 7.2, 6.9, 6.0. 5.3, and now the current one 5. Though the current one's 5.3. Anyway, but that's what it is. And so what I'm looking for is a factor of 0.7 or higher to be happening on that thing, on the TTM. But I'm also looking for it to go along with associated volume. Shorts are out heavy today, because you can clearly see that this stacked up the whole way, practically, and the shorts really kind of almost seemed like they were able to win in this scenario that should have been a breakout. Like this should have broken out right here, and it should have broke towards the upside and resistance at the 50 moving average. And so it's really kind of fascinating to me that it didn't do that, especially based off of how much momentum was stacking on that TTM. So being as that's the case, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here, that trade there, and then so I think I'm gonna chalk that up to a red day in the books. Not too bad. We stayed okay in the evaluation. We certainly should have walked away while we were green. Um, but frankly, I just felt like there was opportunity there that maybe I was seeing that wasn't actually there. Um, but we'll come back. We'll hit it tomorrow, and we'll do a better job. So thanks so much, guys, for showing up here. 11 appreciate you guys. Join the email mailing list. Going to be sending us some mailers this week about the promo codes for Elite Trader funding. Currently, they're doing 65% off for life. So, do I watch the ES during the day? No, I don't. When it first opens up, sometimes I do when it first opens up, but once the stream is over, I walk away. I don't come back. And Yeah, definitely. Let's chat in the Discord. If you guys are not in the Discord now, make sure you join that Discord. It's joelstraight.com/Discord. There's also a link in the description of the video, so you can get access to our Discord group. We talk about everything from futures, stocks, and crypto trading, um, and options and any other kind of trading, to investing, to different ways to earn passive income, entrepreneurship, mindset. It's all about an optimistic future for this whole community, and we'd love to have you guys there. Um, so I'm gonna throw that up on the screen. So let's chat in Discord. Um, and so to answer your question, Tiny, I don't really watch it throughout the day. Once I walk away from here, I walk away from here. I don't look at the charts until tomorrow. And that is partially for peace of mind. It's also so that I don't get FOMO and I'm not like, oh my gosh, I should have traded the thing, which has happened to me before. And the other thing is that I want to be present with my wife and my kid. We'll have the opportunities to do so because I don't know, man. I could die tomorrow, and I want my time to be with them, and that's what I want to do after I'm done doing this. So, a couple of things that I do after the stream is anything that we could do to make our community better. Can we find a better way to manage comments? Can we find a better way to make this whole community be more seamless and work better together? So that's what I do after the stream for about an hour or two. Then it's time with the fam. So yeah, I appreciate you guys showing up. I mean, honestly, dude, like it really does help. And yeah, stay optimistic even on the darkest days. You're totally correct. Absolutely, in every way. Optimism really is like it's a choice. It's a mindset, and it's a way that we operate life. Regardless of what's happening in the world, we stay optimistic about the outcomes that um, of the we stay optimistic that our futures will get better, and we stay optimistic that that we can help each other get further and get to each other's dreams. Everybody's dream is different, and everybody's like ideal lifestyle is different, and we respect that here, and we respect each other in the way that we trade and stuff. And we're only just here to help each other, and we're a family. That's what this is building towards, is a community that is a tight knit family. That is my intention with this, and it's going to take time. It'll take time for us to grow. It'll take time for us to develop trust and communication between each other, and it'll take time for us to be able to intermesh our values in a way that works for the whole. But ultimately, it's about being optimistic, staying positive, and helping each other any way we can. And coffee. Lots of coffee. um, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down there. Red day for me today. So we'll come back tomorrow refreshed and ready to go. And good luck in the market, guys. Um, Again, I'll send out some emails today about lead trade funding. Link in the description right now, and if you use promo code JSBest, you get 65% off for life. And they actually are discounting the fast tracks for the first time. Only one of them, it's the 100K, and it's $50. So I think it's definitely an experiment on their part. They've never discounted the fast tracks before, but it's kind of interesting to see that they're doing that as a experiment. I talked to the guys there and asked them why they decided to do it this time. And they said that they just want to try it out and see if it works and see if people go for it. And if they do, then they may continue to do so. So, but all right, guys, I love and appreciate you, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 market time, and I love and appreciate you. Peace out, optimists. We'll see you in the Discord group. Peace.